What up, guys? Welcome to the Booksplosion live show. This month, we're discussing A Short History of the Girl Next Door by Jared Reck, and we're working with Penguin Random House. Hey!
Yay!
I forgot how we start these live shows.
I'm Jessie, and then
I'm Jessie.
I'm Christine, and I'm Kat, and we're Booksplosion!
It's so weird doing this on my channel. I've just forgotten everything. Who wants to start us off with thoughts? Or does somebody want to tell everybody what this book is about?
I can do it.
Okay,
do it. Okay, I usually don't do it, but I feel like I've practiced because I just recorded my what stories I ate this month. Okay. Okay, so Short History of the Girl Next Door is about a freshman in high school, and he's in love with his neighbor that he grew up with who lives across the street. And she's the girl next door, except she lives across the street. So it should really be called A Short History of the Girl Across the Street. And so they're best friends, and their freshman year, she's kind of liking another guy, and he's trying to kind of doesn't like that, and he's dealing with it. And he plays basketball, and that's a big part of the book. And I really liked that because I haven't read a book that's kind of, I don't know, the sport is, yeah, the sport is such a big part of him. So it was cool to read how he deals with stuff and how that connects to his sport and all that stuff. Yeah, and I don't know what else to say without spoilers. You guys have anything to add?
I do want to add one thing really fast. If you want to ask us questions during the live stream, we're going to be taking your questions over on Twitter using the hashtag #ShortHistoryExplosion. So go submit us some questions so we can keep this live show going. Hey.
Yeah. Christine, do you want to talk a little bit spoiler-free, your opinions?
Oh, yes. Spoiler-free, my opinion. So I went into this originally thinking it was a comedy, and then I mean it is funny, and it's it reminds me of kind of John Green in a way because it's really thoughtful and poetic at times, but it does go dark places. We go to some dark, sad places, and that always throws me for a loop with my rating of the book because you know how I like happy places. But I really think it was very well written, and I really enjoyed the thoughtfulness of it. So I think 4 out of 5 stars from me.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree with a lot of what Christine said. I don't read a lot of contemporary. I'm mostly I gravitate towards the fantasy and the magical and the paranormal and stuff. But this was just a really great coming of age novel. A great it's not exactly a slice of life because it is about this specific time period, this a longer event kind of thing. But just the family relationships and the growing up struggles. He's been best friends with this girl next door across the street his whole life, and she's been such a big part of his life, and now they're in high school and they're starting to drift apart, and it's kind of coming to terms with people who might not be in your life forever, and he's having to deal with that while the jealousy and family relationships and his sports, and we have some school aspects. I loved his writing teacher, his English teacher. That was so cool. It's just a great contemporary coming of age novel. Yeah.
I agree with everything you guys are saying. I really loved just the narration style too. His thought process was really similar to my own thought process. So it was really nice to be able to relate to something in this book. Just the way that he was if I would have done this in this situation, it would have gone so completely differently. I'm constantly doing that, constantly regretting things that I've done and picturing myself doing them in a different way. And I also just I loved the fact that the family was so involved in this book. It's not often seen in YA. I feel like we're getting it a lot more now in YA where families are involved, and it was just so nice because we not only do we have the parent relationship with our main character, but we also have the grandparents.
Yeah, that was the part that I really loved, the whole relationship with the grandfather and seeing that bit of backstory there and everything. That was great.
Yeah. I also really liked how, even though our main character is, athletic and kind of a jock, he also has, a softer side to him, and he, really liked English and stuff. So
yeah.
Really nice.
I loved that blend, the poetry and everything. I thought that was really interesting and added a lot of depth to him as a human. having like other interests. Because
I loved that, because normally, you know, we'll see the kid who like likes writing and likes English class, or we'll see the kid who likes sports, and like it was both the same kid.
It added so much like dimension to his character.
Yeah,
definitely.
Cool. Well, let's see if we have any questions over on today.
Give a big spoiler warning so we can like
we are about to dive into spoilers. So if you have not read this book, you should go read this book. I really liked it, and then come back.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it too.
And it's definitely good if you go in not knowing the spoiler stuff. So you know,
the quality is temporary, and you can't know the spoiler stuff, or else it kind of really spoils you.
All right, bye, non-spoilery people.
Bye, people who haven't read the book.
Yes. Okay. Spoilers are happening now. So, first off, we have a question from Alexandra Sprouse, and they ask, what was your favorite part in the book? What was like a favorite moment that you guys had?
I really liked, I liked the moment at Halloween in the beginning with the bald eagles. I thought that was really cute. And I think I also really liked the moment like at his basketball game when Tabby came in, and he was like, he shot like 18 points that game, and then she came in and he like really just couldn't do anything, and that was so relatable.
Like malfunction the second he sees Tabby.
Like all of a sudden he sucks. This is my best game though. You missed all of the good stuff.
I really liked the I think this was a flashback in the story, the acorn situation where he was like throwing a pitch at
oh yeah, but the like the day he fell in love with her, like the moment
when they stuffed the bat with stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not the bully.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite parts too. I loved the friendship between them. Like obviously Matt developed feelings that were more than friendship, but like for Tabby, like he was just a friend for her, and they had like this great it wasn't platonic exactly on his end, but like their friend, when they went trick-or-treating, like she didn't go to the party with her senior crush because she wanted to go trick-or-treating with like him, and the scene with the nerds where he got her like so many nerds, like just those little like heartwarming moments of their friendship.
Definitely. I also just like loved how involved Tabby was with their like his family.
Yeah.
They had like pretty much helped raise her or whatever.
Yeah,
and
they were like a surrogate family for her.
Yeah.
Like that when we got that one flashback of like how she kind of came into the family the one day where her dad was like, can you help me look after the baby? And like she was just such a, like, I didn't realize that she'd been like a part of their family for so long. Like I knew they were friends and stuff, but yeah, that was just like, it made me hurt all the more because I realized that it wasn't just Matt that was struggling. Like his parents feel like they lost a child pretty much.
And his grandpa like loves her. Like that's like her grandpa. Like
yeah, like she was a part of she wasn't just like his friend, like she was a part of the family.
Yeah. This question's kind of deep. This is from Juliet, and they ask, what do you think Tabby's influence will be on the rest of Matt's life?
I think it'll kind of carpe diem him. I don't, that's not a verb, but you know what I mean.
No, it is, because I mean, that's what his whole essay at the end of the book, like the whole in defense of YOLO.
Yeah. Like he'll just realize that I really like, wait, was it him that said this isn't the dress rehearsal? This is it? No, that was Parenthood. Okay. I
was like, dress rehearsal.
Also a great series you guys should all check out.
Yeah, no, I've just been in a really intense part of Parenthood, and it was like kind of correlating with like what's going on, what he was going through. And so they started like meshing together because I was like listening to my audiobook and watching Parenthood.
Meshing two different worlds together.
But yeah, like carpe diem though, like it just inspires him to like, you know, do things and not like wait, you know. Yeah,
I think it's something that will definitely affect him for the rest of his life, but it's also like he is so young right now. Like, he has so much more life to go. Like, at this point in time, it's so much harder for him because he's been alive for 15 years and he's been best friends with Tabby for like 14 years. So it's going to be a big part of his life forever. Like, she'll always be a part of it. Like his grandfather, the whole like revelation there where like, even though his grandfather is happily married and now and has like a wonderful family and a whole like great life now, he still has that loss from early in his life. And yeah, it was really emotional. It's so much more emotional than I was expecting.
Yeah. It kept reminding me of like conversations I feel like I've heard John Green have, because listening to the podcast, it's like a comedy podcast about death. Is there a joke? But like, they do have like very thoughtful.
It's a comedy podcast
about death. They have like very thoughtful like death discussions, and like when he was just thinking about Tabby's death and like how like every time they talked about Tabby to like keep her alive, it kind of reminded him that she's not. And like everything he said about the casket and how like it's closed and it'll never open up again, like, and that's the last time. And there was just a lot of very like interesting discussion that kind of struck you like, yes, that's so right, and he's putting it in such a weird way, but like it was very good, poetic, well written. I don't know.
Poetic words are good. No, I get what you're saying though. 100%.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ashley asks, do you think Liam and Matt will become closer now that they have talked out their feelings?
I always think of Liam as his last name, and I get confused when he gets called Liam. It's Branson or something, right?
Yeah. Liam Branson is, yeah. I don't think so. Because like, even though they're friendly because of basketball, like now they have this reminder of Tabby between them, and like Liam's gonna go off to college next year, and Matt is still in high school. Like, I don't think they're going to be friends, but you know, like if they see each other years down the road, like it's the kind of thing where like they just exchange like a knowing stare kind of thing, like we have a shared experience. But yeah, I don't see either of them like seeking out the other to like be more friends, like to like pursue that.
I see him like kind of maybe when on Tabby's like anniversary of her death or something, like maybe like seeking each other out to just like kind of
in on each other or something.
Yeah.
Also, they are the two best basketball players like
in the town.
Well, like Matt is gonna be like the new like Liam's the best, and that's like the new Liam.
And like, well, there's a chance that Matt will end up at the same college as Liam.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Like, I mean, if they're both gonna be in college and like pursuing basketball, like what if they're on like the same team someday or something? Like they go all the way to professional basketball.
Yeah, I don't think that they'll not see each other. I think that I like the scene at the end when they like play basketball together.
I mean, it would be nice if they like kind of, you know, formed a friendship because of this, but I feel like Matt doesn't really need Liam to lean on because he has his family, because his whole family knew of Tabby and like they raised Tabby, so it's like he doesn't really need Liam to like.
Yeah, if anything, he would be the one like there for Liam, because like, right now Liam's like, even though, oh my god, that like upset me so much when everyone was like talking about how like Liam suffered this great loss and Matt is like just silent and angry. I was so frustrated on his behalf.
I was like, why doesn't anybody know that he was best friends with Tabby?
Yeah, everyone's like making a big deal about like Liam who lost his girlfriend, which like is horrible, and like that's a big deal. But he wasn't the only person who knew Tabby. Like it's because he's the popular senior, and it's
but
so like no one gave him a break. Like even the coach was like, you know, take time off. Like you overreacted, and I'm like. But he overreacted by like laughing and being upset when everyone was saying like, we're doing this to support Liam. And I was really frustrated.
What's weird about that is like usually when people have been best friends since they were little, you see them around each other and you just like connect them together. You know, you just associate one with the other. And it's weird that like nobody would have remembered that like they were like.
like believed that aspect of it because of the whole like senior freshman thing. Like most people at high school know Liam over like when they started dating, like it was like, oh, Liam's girlfriend. Like she was known as Liam's girlfriend to like a lot of people. But yeah, it was still frustrating, especially on like all aspects of the basketball team. Like no one knew, like, ugh. It like hurt me. I was like, Matt is having a hard time right now.
Why didn't Tripp say like, hey, like it was Matt's best friend. Like, and that
like best friends too. Like I am so frustrated.
Like I don't know why nobody like spoke up and said something. Like
that was the part. Like no one could be like, these guys do. Like you're not. But I think that was also part of the lesson, like that Matt was learning, is because like he's not the only one who liked Tabby. He is not the only one who had like some kind of like connection or like claim over her. Kind of like other people missed her, and like their like grief is just as valid as his. But it was still hard reading from his perspective, and like we know that his grief is valid, but like no one else is validating it, and it's just like, huh.
It was weird, like, because there was that side of the coin, you know, like, everyone else is allowed to grieve Matt, especially your family. But, like, it was weird that no one acknowledged that Matt, and, like, they took it, like, his mom had that conversation with him when she was, like, took the basketball away, when she was like, hey, we're allowed to grieve too, and, like, stop being so pissy and, like, mean to us. But, like, it was like no one said like, Matt, it's okay that you're upset too. You're gonna, like, I don't know. It just felt like we're missing that little piece there.
Yeah, like I mean, he wasn't handling it in the greatest way, but still, the fact that like everyone was saying like you're doing too much. Like like no one was letting him grieve and like letting him feel that. So I totally understand why he got angry. Like that was like really understandable.
Like he's only 15 too. Like he's a freshman. It's he's young.
Yeah.
It's probably like first time losing somebody in his life, and to lose them in this way, like just super upsetting.
To lose someone so young, it's just like
yeah. Good question from Proud Book Lion, and they ask, Matt used basketball to clear his mind. What do you use/used at Matt's age to clear your own mind?
Wow.
Entertainment, I feel like YouTube videos and stuff.
Entertainment, is that what you just said?
Yeah, I would say like mostly like TV and books, like losing myself in stories.
Yeah.
I mean, I also, like, I did dance and cheer and stuff, so maybe that, but, like, I didn't do that, like, in a clear my mind kind of way. Like, when I want to, like, clear my mind and think about something else, like, I go into a story.
Yeah, when I was younger, it was definitely, like, I would read Harry Potter, or I would watch Friends. Friends was, like, my go-to, like, if I was really upset, because I would just, like, it would make me laugh. Now I definitely go to yoga to clear my mind. It works really well. Now I find it harder to like lose myself in a book now when I'm upset. And I guess that's like part of getting older. Like you just worry more about shit in a different way. And I used to be able to like open a book and just like forget about stuff, but now it's like
also now books aren't 100% an escape. Like it's also like part of our job and part of work, and like analyze the story, like what can I learn from it, like what story structure.
You gotta read it with like all that in mind, like how am I gonna review this, what do I want to say in the book?
So it's not just like, oh, I just want to lose my, like you'd have to like reread Harry Potter or like go back to something where you can like turn your brain off.
Yeah, totally.
Renee asks, what's your favorite dynamic between characters, and who was it with?
I guess. What'd you say?
I was just gonna say I really liked the dynamic between Matt and his grandpa.
I was just gonna say that.
Jinx!
Damn it!
You could say that.
Yeah, I liked that dynamic, but I liked the dynamic between him and Liam, because they did have they did have so much in common, but they also had these contrasting aspects, and like there's that whole thing where like they might have been friends in like a different world. Like Matt might have like looked up to Liam so much more and like been his, like tried to be his friend and like want to be his friend if he didn't have that thing going on with Tabby that like made him immediately be like, who's this senior?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I really liked the honesty between him and his grandfather, especially toward the end, like the way he talked to him and just like brutally just like said what he wanted to say, to kind of snap Matt out of his like solo bubble of like angst, you know, and just join the rest of us in our mutual angst. Yeah, that was really nice.
Let's see here. Ashley asks, do you think Matt would have gotten out of the friend zone if this sad situation didn't happen?
I think it's taken years to get out of that friend zone since she was already in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know, because what I really got from it that Tabby wasn't interested in him that way.
Yeah.
Like she loved him as a friend, but she considered him like a brother.
Yeah.
So I don't think that would have happened. No. I don't think they would have gotten together down the line. Like I think part of Matt's story was, you know, he did kind of like idealize her in ways. Like she was kind of like held up in his mind. So I think like he needs someone where it would be more balanced. Like the feelings are already too off balanced and like they have so much history. I don't know. I don't see it working out.
It was one of those things, like it wasn't like Paper Towns where he like idolized Margot and didn't know her. Like
right.
He'd known her and hung out with her like consistently all this time.
Yeah.
So it's not exactly like, I feel like if she found out that he was like had those sorts of feelings, she would, even if she didn't like 100% like return them, she maybe would have just like given it a go at like some point just because she loved him in like a brother, you know?
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Jesse, what are your thoughts here?
I don't know if I have anything to add. I think you just put it perfectly.
Also, like they are still growing up. Like this is what, like Tabby's first relationship with Liam,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. It could be like, yeah. I mean, it could be. I don't. It's so hard.
Because we're only seeing Matt's perspective. We have no idea what Tabby was thinking at all. You know.
So young. And like Tabby, you know, there was that whole thing where like Tabby was like, oh my God, let me set you up with these girls in 5th grade, like, so you can have a girlfriend. And it feels like at that point, like, what does that mean? Is she trying to do that to see if he likes her and say, no, don't set me up? Or is she doing that because she feels like he likes her and she doesn't like, she's not comfortable with that. So
that's the feeling that I kind of got, is that a lot of Tabby's behaviors were that she was like kind of aware that he liked her more than a friend, but she just wanted to keep it at friendship.
Yeah, like I don't know, because like with those situations, you never know till you hear from the other person,
and we don't know Tabby's perspective, like,
and it could be
through Matt's eyes.
Yeah, and it could be that like maybe at one point she thought maybe she liked him, and then like she was like, I don't know.
That's the thing, like when people are close and they grow up together and they're not actually related, like you develop crushes like throughout time, like
yeah.
Even if it wouldn't work, like I could see them developing feelings for each. Yeah, I don't know. That's a really interesting question and like line of theorizing.
Like I think at one point it would happen, and it would be like, okay, that would determine like if it worked or if it didn't work, would determine where they went from then on. Just because they did know so much about each other.
Mm-hmm.
Juliet asks, would you want to see a sequel to the story or leave the characters / story alone?
I think this needs to be left alone.
leave it alone.
I don't want any more. I think it's good on its own.
Yeah, no, this book is great on its own. Like it did exactly what it meant to do. Like it told the story. It had the emotional impact. Like I feel great leaving these characters in the place that they're at. Like I don't want more. I want to read more by Jared Reck. Like this was his debut novel. And
I know. I'm so impressed by the fact that this is his first book.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he's an English teacher, I think is what the He teaches language arts, so I'm like, okay, he knows what's up. Like, I'm not that surprised that he wrote a great book anymore.
That's awesome.
That makes me appreciate the English teacher even more.
He teaches 8th grade language arts, so like kids like right around this age, and yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to read his next book, but I don't want it to be following the story.
Guys, in Parenthood, there's also like a really cool English teacher, and like there's like like there were so many parallels happening. Like the grandpa, I was picturing literally as the grandpa from Parenthood.
Oh my gosh.
There's just so many things. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. Renee asks, by the way, Renee and Juliet, thank you for all your questions. You guys are asking a lot of great questions.
Thanks, guys.
Since Tabby really loves nerds, do you have a candy you love to that same extent?
Well,
Kristen, you can't have candy.
I'll eat candy.
I mean, mine used to be like Reese's peanut butter cups and peanut M&Ms, but those aren't vegan, so vegan versions of what those would be now.
Mine used to be like Reese's Pieces, like the little, the ones that look like M&Ms.
Yeah, I love those too.
Or like a Take 5. Take 5 actually was my like go-to in college.
I love Snickers. Snickers too.
Oh, that was my like nemesis.
Snickers are my favorite. That's what I was gonna say.
Your nemesis?
Yeah.
How could your nemesis be Snickers?
Oh, because like I wanted Three Musketeers, and like I would, when they threw me the Snickers, I'd be like, no, I hate Snickers.
Watching Stranger Things, and they were just complaining about Three Musketeers.
I know, I saw that.
Juliet asks, do you wish the book had been longer to explore the characters and story more?
I think this was purposefully like this. So no.
I think it did a really good job in like the short amount of time that it did have.
A short history of the girl next door. It can't be longer.
One of those things that's like sometimes less is more. I feel like it gets across the impact in a shorter amount of time. It's like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the older I get, the more I like appreciate a shorter book. But when I was younger, I always wanted it to have more. I always wanted to see more and have more, even if you don't need it. So I don't know.
I don't know what more they would add. Like,
yeah.
The only thing I'd maybe want to see is more of his relationship with Tabby, just so we have a better idea of it. But I also think that works for the book just fine, because like he didn't know everything about her, and like no one else knows everything about their relationship. Like I think it worked. I don't think it needs to be longer. I think
I could see it having been longer and been edited down to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was probably more back. I feel like that short history section of like when he fell in love with her could have been like we could have had more.
Yeah.
Chloe asks, do you like the cover of the book? Does it complement the story, and would you change it?
I like it, but I think it doesn't go with the story as much as I thought it would. What did you guys think?
I like it. The thing is, it's so hard with contemporary covers, because like, what do you put on the cover of a contemporary book aside from the humans?
Yeah.
So like, if you don't want humans on a contemporary book, like,
yeah,
you have limited options.
Totally. And like, this has an appeal to like, I think boys and girls of like a young age.
I can see that too. See, I think that's part of it. Like, they didn't want it to look too girly. It's not like a very girly book. Like, it's, from the point of view of a 15-year-old freshman basketball player guy. So.
Yeah. And they didn't want to put a basketball on it, because then it would be like, oh, girls don't like
a sports book. I think that the cover department did a great job, because like, I don't know what else I would have done here.
Like, I don't know what else I would put on this cover.
It's not like my
the heart on the hardback.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah.
It looks like Cat's tattoo, kind of.
It does. That's what I thought.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They stole your tattoo and put it on this book. How dare they?
Copyright infringement.
But yeah, I don't. If you had to put an alternate cover, what would you guys do? Maybe like a smashed window, like just the entire thing is like glass that's smashed.
Gosh.
Well, I think like if you like
yeah, but that would be like horrible once you piece it together what it is.
I know, but like I feel like that's like the impact of the book. It's like
Oh my.
Well, you wouldn't know it's a smashed window. It'd just be smashed glass. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I could see that working. Or maybe one of these windows is smashed. I mean, it's like a different window, but I like the broken glass idea now.
I don't know. Let's see. Do you have any childhood friends / friendships like Tabby and Matt?
I wasn't friends with
like boys. What was that for you?
I didn't have any boys who were friends with me.
I'll be your guys' Matt. You know, we didn't grow up together.
Yeah, I mean, I had friends that were boys, but not in the same way. Like, we didn't grow up together. It was never like a long-term, like, you're part of my family kind of thing. I also, like, during those early years, like before high school, I like went to a bunch of different schools. So, like, I moved around a lot, like in the same general area, but like different schools. So I didn't like have any like really like long-term childhood friendships. I had in high school.
Yeah, I had like a friend that was a boy who I like used to have play dates with when I was like in preschool up to kindergarten, but then I moved away and then I've never talked to boys.
Never again. I mean, I had that with Kathleen. Like, we have the like a similar relationship as Matt and Tabby, but I never like diehard loved Kathleen. So, like in a relationship kind of way. Like, I loved her like a sister. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like in books there's a lot of like best friendships like that, but like I haven't witnessed many like people who like grew up together like that and were like best friends forever, a boy and a girl.
Yeah. Because it's hard once you get to high school. Like, you either start dating each other or you start dating other people. Like,
that's what starts to happen. And then it like either ruins it or like, and then or like they're together forever.
Yeah.
This person, Jessica, they ask, I know you guys said you don't want a sequel, but what about a prequel focusing on Matt and Tabby's earlier days?
Well, nothing happened significant in those days.
I mean, maybe like a novella kind of situation, not a full novel.
I'm over this whole like creating novellas and creating extra stories. Like, sometimes the story is complete and it's
like, for the diehard fans, they want stuff like that, you know?
It would be cute if there was like a bonus like short story or novella or something of like them when they were younger. Like, I might give it a read or something, but I'm perfectly okay with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like now that you know how it ends, it's like, what's the point of going back there? It's just like sad, you know? It's depressing. I really liked like the stuff that was about like his brother and their relationship and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't need a novella.
One thing that I might be down for is a short story of their time from Tabby's perspective. That would be that would be different and interesting enough for me to be like, let's see Tabby's perspective, right? Yeah.
That's like the book from Edward's perspective after I read Twilight. Like, yeah, I need it. Like, I would definitely read that right now if I had Tabby's perspective.
Yeah, because it'd be so interesting to see like how did she feel about him? Like,
well, like, that fucking list, like that kind of could have like been a make or break with them when she read that. Like, that's a big
I forgot about that.
I was so frustrated at him for having the list in the first place, and also like she wasn't on it, and then he didn't say like that's because I know.
I was like, this is your window. This is the window.
This is the window. It's that window.
Take it. Oh, and he did it. I was like so sure. I was like, oh my god, this is it. This is it. Say something.
Say something.
I know.
I feel like Tabby also had, but did she know, or did she think that he only loved her as a sister? Like, what
We never get to know.
When he said, like, he started the conversation, he was like, you're beyond the list or whatever, and it was just like, say more, say something else.
Yeah.
Like,
is she beyond the list because she is a sister to him, or is she beyond the list because he is in love with her?
Yeah.
Like, can you clarify? But the fact that Tabby didn't like push for clarification there either makes me feel like maybe she didn't want to hear the answer. Like maybe she was afraid.
Or she could have been like, this is disgusting and I can't believe my best friend just did this.
Yeah.
Like, and I understand he's just a freshman and he's stupid and freshmen do stupid shit like that. But it's like,
yeah.
Like you have a best friend who's a girl here, and like you would think you would like sympathize more than to make a fucking list of humans that you would have sex with. But yeah. Did you guys have that in your school? Like there was a known list that the guys made at like a certain time of year? Because we had that in our high school.
We never had that in my high school.
We never had stuff like that either. Like
there was literally like, it was when March Madness was happening with the basketball. It was like March Madness with the girls in your grade.
It's disgusting.
I know. And like at the time I was like, I can't believe they do that. But now it's like even horribler.
Were they ever caught by like teachers? And like,
I don't think so. I never actually like knew the list. Yeah. You know, I wasn't popular enough to even be privy to like to see the list. You know?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think there's anything like that at my school, but maybe I just like wasn't popular enough to know that there was something like that.
I only heard about it through the popular kids like talking about it in my vicinity. You know, like
yeah, I that never happened to me. So like maybe there was a list. There probably was a list. Oh my god.
Like, high school boys are assholes.
They are.
I think everyone in high school is an asshole. Like boys, girl, everyone's yeah.
High school girls can also be assholes. Yeah. Let's generalize about high school.
Oh my god, did you watch Crazy Ex last night?
Yeah, I just watched it.
Okay, so we're going to be taking a few more questions, probably like 2 or 3. Then we're going to go over our last few books of the month and tell you guys about them. And then we're going to wrap up the live show. So ask us your questions now or forever hold your peace. Let's see. I didn't have a question prepared for that. That was bad.
I'd like to see Grandpa's story too, but it'd be really sad.
Somebody asked about that. I would like to see the Grandpa story. I really liked him.
Yeah, how did you feel about the to-do list? We just covered that. If you could have one meal with a character from the book, who would you choose?
Tabby, so that I can find out if she ever liked.
Oh my god, yeah. We just like have a Tabby breakdown. Like all 3 of us intervention with Tabby.
What do you see?
She's a ghost. She's just a ghost at the lunch.
We need to know what was up here.
Let's put this to rest, Tabby. Just let us know.
Yeah, with ghosts.
Hey, Tabby, you can't move on yet. We have unfinished business.
Wait, did you guys see Thor yet? No, nobody saw it.
No.
It came out yesterday.
It was so good. You have to see Thor.
Did you see it in Charleston?
Again.
You've seen it twice.
I
know. Somebody says the cover kind of reminds them of a Taylor Swift or the Taylor Swift video for "You Belong with Me."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get that.
Yeah, the girl next door thing.
Okay, I'm not seeing any more questions. I feel we covered a lot.
We're under the hashtag, guys. If you're asking questions on Twitter, be sure to use the hashtag, because that's the best way for us to find them.
There was one that was like, if you had to write a memoir, what moment would you write it about? But that's like a very thoughtful question that I'd have to think about.
Oh yeah.
I'd probably start easy with like little memoirs about things that weren't like as life-changing.
You know, that was one thing that I wanted his like essay, his memoir to be like this book. Like that's what I was expecting. Like his memoir was going to be like a short history of the girl next door, and like this was like his final project kind of thing. Like that's where I was going.
I think of it like that though. I feel like because
I do think about that, like that. But then the essay at the end where it's like in defense of YOLO, I was like, where is his nice poetic memoir in defense of YOLO?
Yeah, also like YOLO is out, so it was like he wrote this when YOLO was still big. Like
wait, YOLO's not a thing anymore?
Well, YOLO is out. Like nobody said that. It's just like YOLO was Carpe Diem for a little bit. Now Carpe Diem's back.
Carpe Diem is more classic. Carpe Diem is gonna outlive YOLO.
Yeah, like when YOLO happened, I was like, this is just like a stupid Carpe Diem. Like, why won't we just say Carpe Diem?
Stop trying to make YOLO happen.
Carpe Diem has already happened and stayed relevant.
Somebody asks, this one might be kind of a difficult one. What's a song you would use to describe the book? Or that you just think fits with it? You do like a Taylor Swift song to be very specific.
I was like already thinking of that sad Hallelujah song that plays when anyone dies.
That is sad.
You know that song?
Songs like this, the fourth.
Na, 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 na.
Oh, I don't know.
Or the song from 13 Reasons Why when they're dancing.
The Night We Met, that song?
Yeah, I love that song.
That song!
I know. At one of my yoga classes, like a couple of weeks ago, she played it while we were in Savasana, which is like when you just like at the end when you just like lay on your back for 2 minutes. And I was like, oh my god, how am I supposed to like think of nothing when this is on?
I feel like How You Get the Girl would be a good one for Matt to listen to.
Yeah.
To listen to that so that
he didn't get the girl. Like,
yeah. But he needs to listen to that song. So like, maybe like I Wish You Would.
I wish you would.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sad, Beautiful, Tragic.
Or You Belong With Me is actually his song.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
That's it. Yeah.
Any more questions?
Do you feel like his moment of falling in love met your expectations, or was it underwhelming? It was underwhelming for me, actually.
Really?
I just thought the story was going to have like more of a grandness to it.
I mean, yeah, I could see that. I wasn't disappointed because I felt like it was a really natural thing for like their age and their relationship. Like they were so young and they had been friends for so long, and it was more like he was looking at her in a different way kind of thing. So like I did see that being a more gradual thing. Yeah. Like I wasn't disappointed by it, but it could have been like more like boom and like more of like a moment.
Yeah.
But also like how old were they? 12? Like
yeah, they were like 7th grade, so yeah. Okay,
I think let's talk about our next books.
Do we want to talk about Y'all?
Oh yeah, Y'all Fest.
Y'all Fest, we're gonna be there.
Yeah.
We are doing a Booksplosion event at Y'all Fest.
Yeah.
Every year, and we're really excited about it. It's going to be a really good old time. It's going to be at 12 o'clock on Saturday.
Next Saturday, 1 week from today,
November 11th.
We're all going to be in Charleston.
Yeah, in the courtyard of the Charleston Museum, I think is where we're at.
Yeah, remember the first year we tried to find that, guys?
Yeah, we got lost for an hour.
Let's not remember it.
Let's forget it.
I blocked it out of my memory.
But we will be there, and hopefully we'll see some of y'all.
Yeah, if you guys want Y'all Fest, come hang out with us.
Yeah. If you don't know what Y'all Fest is, it's a free book event in Charleston, South Carolina. You can go to their website, check out the schedule, check it out. But yeah, we hope to see you guys there.
Yeah.
And
okay, what is our November book of the month, Christine?
Yay! Kat's already read it. She's killing it over there.
I've already read it.
I've already read 50 pages.
Wow.
Well,
I'm going to see it tonight, and I'm excited.
And I'm so excited for you guys to read it and for us to talk about it.
Yay!
Me
Yes.
too.
And then our December book of the month is
Otherworld.
by
Oh, look, we all have it.
Oh, have it.
Look at us. Look at us being on top of our game over here.
Look, it says the company on it.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
You guys should all watch Westworld before you read this book, I feel like, so we can compare.
How long is Westworld?
Stranger Things. Let me catch up on one show at a time.
How long is Westworld?
10 episodes.
10 episodes? I can do that.
You can do it. You can do it.
We'll see if I do, though.
Please watch it!
So yeah, that's wrapping up our year. We're gonna be reading Magnus Chase next month, or this month, and then Otherworld in December.
Yeah. And make sure to join us for our end of the year, like Otherworld.
Yeah.
It's always the best live show to be a part of.
Big live show. Like our book awards for the year and like compare all of the ones we've read this year. It's a really good time.
Yeah.
Have a date. Do we have live show dates for any of these?
For Magnus, did we pick one?
I feel like we talked about it, but I don't know if we could
Talked about it, but we're not going to announce it right now in case we're wrong. We will announce that very soon. We'll get back to you. But I think it's going to happen the
December 2nd?
Yeah, I think it's the first Saturday of December.
Yeah, December 2nd is the tentative date.
Yeah, because the last weekend of November is the Black Friday weekend. It's like that busy one. So probably December 2nd. And this one, I don't know when, but we usually do this show like mid-December. Like before Christmas.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. But yeah, you have plenty of time. You have all month to read both of these books, whatever you want to do.
Yes. We hope to see.
That was our live show for A Short History of the Girl Next Door. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Jesse.
I'm Christine.
And I'm Kat.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.